What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Friday night. We're here for Week 13, and I'm a little bit excited about this game. Looking forward to the Eagles getting another chance to put a beat down on the San Francisco 49ers, but we're here tonight for you, the fan. This is your show. So all of your questions, all of your comments, whatever topics you want to speak on, it's your show. So let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you who has taken the time here. Maybe you're watching this later. Cannot thank you enough for all of the support that you guys give. And look, hope you enjoy the content throughout the week. Sorry, things have just been hectic. The holiday season always makes things crazy. But I'm going to get the top matchups out tomorrow with the practice squad elevations. But you saw the game status report today. You saw Dallas Goedert doubtful. You saw Lane's good to go, as we talked about last week. All kinds of stuff going down for the Eagles. And we talked about the Niners as well this week. So I want to hear what's on your mind, how you're feeling about this game, your score predictions, who's standing out to you, what's standing out, whatever you got going on up there. I want to hear it. And look, this Eagles team, they've had their struggles at times and, got to find their way, got to fix this. But look, man, the fact that they're able to do that in game, that's what the NFL is all about, man. And the fact that they can make adjustments, shut people down in the second half, do their thing. Look, nobody wants to start slow. Nobody wants to have a heart attack, feel like you're going to give your TV sweet chin music. No, nobody wants to feel that. But this just tells me that there is light at the end of the tunnel, ladies and gentlemen. This team will only get better. So that's a great sign. Yeah, they've struggled, but they can and will get better. New coordinators, new things going on here all season that we have tried to implement, but injuries play a huge part. And, every time you get a flow going, things happen. So it happens, man. But this team's 10-1. And the way they talk about us, it is hilarious. It's almost as if we're 1-10. But they're going to find out. So, as I keep saying, this team not only going to win the Super Bowl, build a dynasty, but they will be repeating it. I think this is the week. Your ass better be on board. I know you sickos are with me, but those media members, the closet Eagles fans, the haters, they better jump on now because they've tried it each week. I mean, it was the Dolphins. Then it was, of course, the Cowboys. Then the Chiefs. Then the Bills. And let me tell you, as I said this offseason, when we got that schedule, it's the gauntlet. No, we are the gauntlet. So they're all finding out. And they're about to find out here in a couple of days. So let's go. Let me jump over here to the comments. My man Dank in here. And yes, they are a tiresome bunch. But every fan base that, we have faced with these top teams, they have been quite unbearable. I'm not going to lie to you. Very weird, sore losers. Always excuses. This Eagles team doesn't do that. Here, if we lose, we're going to be on our players. We're going to be talking shit to, each other about how we need to fix this. These other fan bases are nuts, man. But I'm with you. It's wild, but I'm ready to put a pipe in, let them put that in their pipe and they can smoke it because we've been hearing it. And we keep hearing it each week. So, hey, let them find out. I'm very confident because look, fatigue may be real, but fatigue is real for the entire NFL. They all play. I don't know what you mean by that. The Eagles are actually one of the best teams. That's why you see people losing their minds. And my confidence comes from understanding the game, from understanding how things work, not only on the field, but off the field. So when you get all that negativity out there, you start to notice it's because people just don't know what they're talking about and they have no idea what's going on. So for me, very simple, broke it down this offseason, how this team would be the best in the NFL. I thought maybe lose 1-2 games this season. I just feel we're better than everyone and we're going to make mistakes. We had new coordinators. So I thought bumpy roads ahead, but still a dominant team. Now you've seen, we've faced really good teams. So I don't know where the surprise comes from that everybody, why are they, having good games with, good teams? To me, it's the NFL. That's any given Sunday. You saw we lost to the Jets. So anybody can win at any time. But when this team's not shooting themselves in the foot, they're playing their best football. If, we can get healthy and stay healthy, getting Dallas Goedert back, hopefully next week. Who knows? The dude might come back this week. But you got Lane Johnson back this week. That's fantastic. You saw on one damn leg what he did to Nick Bosa in the NFC Championship game. So that's huge. But, just looking at this team and understanding I'm not somebody that is a stat watcher. I'm not, oh my God, they did this, that. I'm looking at the 10-1 and I'm breaking down why. I'm looking at the context of to why these teams are getting rushing yards, why these teams are getting passing yards. And the reason is a lot of the time because of the game, what's going on within the game. And understanding the situation is key. And yeah, it's so funny each week. Well, they're not passing enough. Well, the next week, oh, they're not rushing enough. And each week they've had to change, that move the goalpost. I'm upset about this. Now I want fire everyone, trade this guy. It's each week somebody's the victim of that. But I'm able to stay right here and stay confident in this team because, well, I know what's going on. And as I talked about before the trade deadline, we're going to get a safety. We're going to figure things out. All these injuries, all this stuff that unfortunately happened. And look, man, this is a very complex game, and a lot of things go into it on the field and off the field. Now, off the field, nobody wants to mess with that stuff, it seems like. So I take pride in, breaking down the cap, showing people how we're able to do things, how we're able to move things around. And when I talked about, pre-draft, if you can get a guy like Jalen Carter, if you can add a safety like Sidney Brown, talking about what it means for the future of this team, not just what we already had and what I felt was coming. It's how you continue to, be dominant, and Howie Roseman finds ways to do that, listening to his scouts, doing things, within the cap and trades that he does very well. So it's everybody listening to each other, working together. So you've got all the way from the top, the owner allowing the GM to allow the coach and the quarterback and everybody just to succeed. So it's a beautiful thing. And no other NFL team has what we have all the way from the top to the bottom. And we've got depth. So, yeah, injuries happen. Things happen to this team. But for me, it's very easy to see we are the best team in the NFL. And as long as we just keep getting better and better as we have, we're beating teams that are the best in the NFL. The Chiefs, the Bills. I mean, they're really good. Their defense is really good. And we've found ways to adjust within the game without guys like Lane Johnson, Dallas Goedert. And dude, we don't make excuses. We find ways to win, and good teams find ways to win bad games. And I'm with you all the way, man. I think this is going to be, a good game. I just put money down on a 10-point win because I feel it could be even bigger, man. I'm thinking about putting one down on a 14-point win because we beat the hell out of them last year. And, they think, oh, Brock Purdy was in there. And it's like, no, dude. Look, they have Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Brandon Allen. Put all of them in. I don't care. They're all the same quarterback. So I really think that they're in for a rude awakening here. So I could see a double-digit win here. I'm with you 100%, Dank. And I think that, they've been talking a lot, and they've got a lot of talent. Don't, misconstrue what I'm saying here. And I talked about this earlier in the week. Loaded from top to bottom on offense, defense. They've got a lot of talent here. So not sleeping on them. I just think we're the better team. We've already shown that. And there's nobody that can stop us but ourselves. So no stupid mistakes. Clean things up. Don't come out sloppy. So you have to, fight back. Oh my God, we're going to come back from 10. Hey, look, my bank account enjoys that you're allowing me to place those bets when you go down by 10, but my heart does not. Please stop doing that to me. So I know you're all feeling it, but I would love for that to be this game. A team like the Net. Oh yeah, everybody in the media, they're the best. We're underdogs in this game. That's hilarious. At home. Oh, okay. No, thank you, because that's allowing me to make more money. Again, appreciate them so much. So let's go out here and beat their ass. I'm with you 100%. And yeah, man, we're good to go. Fatigue in the sense that it's later in the season. Yeah, everybody in the NFL is, I guess, getting a little more fatigued, but actually a lot of them are finding their flow, and it's actually making them better. Some people get hurt, things happen. Some people take it differently, but these guys are professionals. Some of the younger guys, maybe you see some things happening, but we'll be just fine. I can't wait either. Let's go, Birds. I'm ready. I'm ready to whoop that ass up and down, baby. They're coming to our house. 90 defensive snaps, 70 against the Chiefs. Yeah, man. Look, you're going to play football, and I think that we have proven, just like I talked about before the season started, these games, this stretch we're in right now, this is how you get battle tested. This is how you become a Super Bowl champion, because you go through it, man. And we're going to go through the mud, and I'm all about it, baby. Let's go. And we got Liz in here. Happy Fan Friday to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's go. Hope you guys are getting excited for this game, because, oh boy, I've been waiting for this one. And I've been pretty much waiting for all of them, but man, some of them have, the Chiefs one, that was sweet. Needed that. Bills, I had to have that one. Loved it. The Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. You know what I got for that one for years. Oh, yeah. Loved it. Well, now, Niners, they've been talking. Well, we're going to be walking. Now, truly believing that it's us versus everyone else, and that is the truth, my man, Jose. But it's always been that way. In my 37 years of existence, they always hate us, and, well, I kind of love it. I truly do. Birds by 9. Now we're talking. Let's go, Birds. Swift, baby. Yo, my man, Wrath of Kala. Let's go. Appreciate you tuning in. Yo, I want to see it all, and we've talked about that earlier in the week. We can run the ball. We can pass the ball on anyone. This is a great front, but we've got a great offensive line. Lane Johnson coming back, even though Driscoll did well last week. I think this team find ways to win games, and this is a tough one again. Another one. And the last few teams, we've been seeing it. So go check out Behind Enemy Lines. You can see what they've got. But tomorrow, I will show you those top matchups. And boy, oh boy, it is going to be a slobber knocker. This is going to be a very fun game to watch. Look, I just think it's I get it. You get it. But dude, Eagles by 4. Hey, all about it. Could definitely be a close one. This game, ooh, I cannot wait to see it go down. And look, man, we talked about this a few weeks ago. I was saying to Chelsea, I was like, look, this sucks not having these 1 o'clock games. I get up and I'm so fired up on Sundays. Like I'm so used to the 1 o'clock games, man. Like in most of my existence, you guys know, right? We're East Coast. We play a lot of the 1 o'clock, but they love us now. You saw us get flexed in that Seattle game to Monday night. So it really just messes with my day having to wait and wait. But on Sunday, you will get the pregame show. I'll try to put that bad boy out around 3 o'clock. Give you all the news you need to know, inactives, all that great stuff. Move the goalposts. Oh, yeah, they're going to have to. What did I say before the season started? I told you, this is where we're at. We're right here, exactly where I told you it would be. They're going to have to talk themselves out of it. But unfortunately, you see there's about half of them. They did it, man. They had to bend the knee. Eagles, go to the Super Bowl. Then you see the other half. And, well, they're embarrassing the hell out of themselves because each week it's just something. But they don't want to be wrong. That's the thing. It's just they know what that, is in front of them. They're just, it's funny. Yo, I appreciate that, legend. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Fan Friday. So whatever's on your mind, want to hear it. What do you guys think of this game? Yes, it is always one game at a time. Is this some weak O-line from last year? 49ers, did they upgrade? No. Look, we talked about this. They got a pretty good offensive line there. Trent Williams there, I think, is one of the best left tackles in the game. And we talked about the 3 Bs in the middle there. They've got Burford at right guard, Brendel at center, and Banks, at left guard. So nothing too crazy, but they are pretty good. And I think that this team, is very talented. They are, as much as I talk crap on them, but I think, they made the mistake last year of putting, their tight end 2, tight end 3, whatever he was, Croft out there on Reddick. That is one of the dumbest things you could ever do, but that's the thing. Each week I'll say it. We've played good offensive lines, but we continue to get pressure. Now, not always seen it in the stat category with the sacks and all that, but I would like to see that. What you're talking about is that NFC Championship game. We made them just look like little punks, and we did that by obviously taking away the quarterback. But you made them one-dimensional with that. You know what I mean? And McCaffrey was getting yards. If you would ask anybody today that, that the stat watchers, the stats are apparently more important than wins, they'd be upset about it. But it's like, dude, we just had them by the throat the entire game. I was right there watching the game in the stadium. One of the craziest games because it was just like, I'm chilling. Like what I did. There was no it was exciting. But it was, you weren't losing your mind over anything because you were just like, they suck. And that's why I feel so confident right here, because we talked about earlier in this week, we took a look at what they've, added and done. And obviously they got Hargrave there now. They have Chase Young. So their defensive line, still very good and probably even better than what it was. And we've had our issues and, not just with injuries, but the guys that are healthy, they've had their issues. So we got to play our best here. And I think they're going to. They've heard them talking. And we're going to. Well, again, we're going to show them. So put that pipe in your hole and smoke it, Demo. That's exactly right. What bike? Let's go. Appreciate you tuning in. Interested to see our defensive game plan. Yeah. Look, Brock Purdy, not that great. So what you want to do is get Christian McCaffrey as much as you can to an extent out of the game. And we can shut down the run. We can shut him down. We are number 3 now, I believe it is. We were number 1 for most of the season, but regardless, allowing under 100 yards, Davis, and Milton Williams will be back this week, but Fletcher Cox is questionable for putting the Q in there too soon. But he, look, next man up. You've got Marlon Tuipulotu here. You've got Moro Ajomo, whatever it needs to be done. But you've got some big boys in the middle. You've obviously got Reddick and Sweat, who are good against the run. Brandon Graham as well. Nolan Smith extended reps with Graham going now. So let's go. And I think, obviously linebackers, that's scary that Zach Cunningham's out. Moro, do all you can. And top match is going to be great tomorrow. You got Ellis in there. Ben Van Sumeren, special teams, hasn't played defense at all this year, but he's going to probably get a couple reps, I would think, as a depth piece. We'll see. Love that kid's athleticism, but still new to the position. We still got to be patient there. But when you got injuries, you got to do what you got to do. And we talked about this. Even if we would have signed Shaq Leonard, something like that, he wouldn't have been playing here. So you got to do what we've got. And a tough running back coming our way. The safeties, the corners, everybody's got to step in and tackle when this dude's running the ball, but he can also catch the ball out of the backfield. So great coverage we need. Safety stepping up there, the linebackers, everybody participating here and shutting them down. But then you've got a great tight end in Kittle. Then you've got the, receivers in Samuel and Ayuk. So those top matchups tomorrow, definitely tune into that. It's going to be great. I'm going to break all that down. But going to be fun to try to, take away Christian McCaffrey, most importantly. But we'll see. Linda, I don't think anyone mentioned it, but our secondary has been playing a lot more cohesive over the last 3 games. Well, I've mentioned it every single week here, Linda. Getting healthy was the key. You needed Roby back. So that's kind of funny, right? Exactly what we talked about. Byard was traded for, but this is not something like Madden where you just plug someone in and the team's now great, perfect. He's got to learn the system, get on the same page with the defense. And we didn't have Roby. So we talked about during the bye, what could we do, to improve this team? So get healthy is what we talked about. Get Byard on the same page. Allow Sidney Brown to be that third safety. Move him around as a weapon rather than forcing him to be that nickel cornerback. So I think that this is huge. You have weapons all over the board here on defense, and you've got versatile pieces that I think without these injuries, you would be able to do even more. But Sean Desai has been fantastic. And I thought, for most of the year, I broke it down. This secondary hasn't been as, everybody wants to cut Slay and Bradbury a couple weeks ago. And it's like, all right, dude, let's just stop doing that because they're still 2 of the best in the game. And they're going to have issues against some of the top quarterbacks with the top receivers. Like that just kind of happens in the NFL, believe it or not. But I think that, for me, it was always just about getting healthy, getting Roby, getting Byard on the same page, and you would see success. And that is exactly what you are seeing now. So, hey, man, they wanted to doubt us, and I tried to tell them, look, yeah, we're facing some good quarterbacks with some good receivers coming up, but we get healthy. Watch out. Just imagine if we had Avonte Maddox. So, but, hey, it is what it is. We'll see if he comes back for the playoffs, deep into the playoffs, if that were even going to happen, but we'll see. Yes, we sure can, man. And we're, again, the best team in the NFL. I've said that over and over again. All you got to do is go out here, whoop their ass, and then run the ball right down their effing throats. And a lot of the time, I'm sitting here losing my mind because they don't want to run the ball at first. And they feel, the way they're set up with a lot of these screens, a lot of the things they do that, they're going to, consider those run plays. And, dude, I understand some of the mindset. Like in this game, do not lose your mind when you start seeing a lot of screens because that's just kind of the way to, beat this team. They play a lot of wide 9. This is a team that's going to come at you, man. And I think that, you're going to see things where you're trying to go against really good defenses here the past few weeks. So you got to try certain things. Now, you've seen it hasn't worked over the past few weeks, so you have to be able to adjust. That is literally what we have done each week and been able to come out, and we only lost 1 damn game, but you continually see it. They suck. They're not doing this. And it's like, are we watching the same damn team? Because it's been nice the past few weeks to sit back, be confident in this team, even when they're down. Like, nope, it's Jalen Ertz at the helm. These guys aren't giving up. I don't give a damn what anybody says, man. So, and I love it. I love being able to come here then and be like, well, Let's go. No, they did not. So, yeah, I know you guys always ask that, but look, if any moves ever happen, I mean, I'll post them and there will be a show about that. So yeah, I would never like get news and to be like, I'm not going to tell you. Like, no, I will continue to do exactly what I've done for the last 5 years here. So if there's any news, you will get it. So let's jump over here, Liz, getting the question into the mailbag, and pretty funny one. So let's go here. A little bit of something she's got to say first, but it's crazy to see so many people say the 49ers are the best team, even though they've lost 3 games this year. So when we beat the 49ers on Sunday, do you think that will sway the mind of the sheep or nah? So we talked about this earlier in the video, and I've been talking all damn year pretty much, but we talk about little intervals of groups coming aboard. Come on now. Come on. No, get them on. So I feel like this is the one. Liz, I think that right here, this is the game where, what are they going to say? Well, most of them, we'll say 90%, because what a lot of them are going to do is, well, they got Dak Prescott and the Cowboys next week. And so, you're going to hear that. And look, they gave the 49ers 10 days rest. They're giving the Cowboys 10 days rest to play us. And, well, hell, you could have taken 11 because you're still not going to beat us. And, the NFL has obviously stacked everything against us this season. That's what's so funny to me when you see people throwing tantrums and making excuses about the Eagles. And it's like, dog, I hate to break this to you. I've been an Eagles fan for 37 years. And, well, they have never, ever liked us, and they've never helped us. And it's actually quite the opposite. So, yeah, you're going to have to, and it's really cool. I was talking about this in the car the other day. I was like, honestly, like, this is the first time in my life, like, when we were younger, when I was younger, I remember growing up and we had a great team. Deshaun Jackson, one of my favorite players, retiring an Eagle. Let's go. I told you guys that crazy story. I love that dude. I went to church the next day because I prayed we would get Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, you guys know the story. So loved him always. I thought he would be perfect. And, well, he was. And he's going to the Hall of Fame. I love that dude. I love him. But I thought that those teams, they were great. But you still had like the Patriots, the Steelers were good. Colts had Peyton Manning. You always had these other teams that people could still, talk about, and we just weren't perfect, right? We had McNabb at quarterback, so obviously you see what pissed most people off. But I think still this right now, like this feels like we are those teams, like exactly what I said. Like I literally called this last year. Like we're here. Like I feel like we're building that dynasty where everyone's going to have to fear us. Everyone's going to bow to us. And I seriously feel like it's happening, right? Like I feel it, man. And I know you guys you sickos trust in my crystal ball. And that's just how I felt, man. And I see it unfolding right in front of my eyes. So I'm pretty pumped about it. How to beat, but yeah, man. And they look, and he knows how to beat that Schwartz because he knows a lot about their defense, because they run a lot of the same stuff. He loves the wide 9, and I think that he was able to help his offense in practice. So, yeah, man, we can beat them. We can easily beat them. We showed that last year. Need to clap a thunder sound in a running game. Oh, you know it. Run the damn ball. I will preach it every week. The run game is so important. We do it well, but I also understand at times when you go down, you can't run. But maybe just try to run before you're down, and then you won't be down. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Even when we bet you scored, still won't get it. Oh, yeah. And look, even after that, they'll still make excuses. They had an easy schedule, easiest schedule ever. Even though it was the toughest schedule in NFL history. Like, I'm with you 100%, Brandon. I've seen it my whole life. Excuses. They always make as to why we're good or why we're winning. And, especially as of late. And I've called this moment here, and I told you, just watch out. It's going to get bad because we're going to have the people that hated us becoming the biggest fans, but then you're going to have some of those haters become the biggest haters ever, just making stuff up, crying all the time. And you guys know I will not interact with those people. Not bringing them on my show. That's never going to happen. I cannot stand that stuff. More power to you guys. I told you, I don't argue with people on social media anymore. I don't got the time. I did that for years. I try to explain Ertz, how he would be great. I got everyone on the Ertz train. I've done my job. Howie Roseman, I got everyone on board there. Leave it up to everyone else now. I'm not doing it. I will not. So you're always going to have whiny people. I can't do it anymore. I'm here for you sickos, the ones that love your birds. That's what I'm here for. Zach comes back. Dallas is healthy. This is going to be a damn good game. It's going to be a damn good game anyway, but I'll take Zach back happily, and I'll also take Shaq in the house. So some of you have asked me, will we sign Shaq? Will we sign Zach Ertz? So, back to kind of what Liz had asked there in the question, will people get on board here? And I think the masses will, and I think they're really going to have to. I finally got to see that one gas station attendant. I always tell you guys, he's a Chiefs fan. Have not seen him since we won. I think he's ducking me, but I saw him, dude, and I went in on him a little bit, and we had a good time. But I told him, I was like, bro, just imagine if we sign Shaq, Leonard, and Zach Ertz. And look, before everybody freaks out, they're not the same player. Yeah, we know they're not the same player. My point is, we're lacking depth right now because of injuries. So if we can shore that up and ensure we're good, and then get healthy, have that depth, I'm okay with getting depth and making sure we can whoop some ass. I saw 49ers say all they need to do is blitz us every play. Yeah, man, they've literally tried that all the time. So best of luck, man. Bring it. Come get some. And we're ready for that. Would you sign both and most likely leaving the roster? Well, as I've explained, you're not going to sign them to the roster. So put them on the practice squad and you allow them to be elevated. And that way you don't have to take up roster spots. You give them a bigger signing bonus. You promise them, look, we're going to sign you to the active roster after an elevation, after 2 elevations, whatever, throw them a little side money, whatever you got to do. But that is literally what Howie has done. And we talked about that with Morrow before the season started, did that. You talk about Julio Jones, things where Howie knows what he's doing, where, people get upset. Why are they on the practice squad? It's like, who gives a shit? They're practicing with the team. They're there. And then they get elevated. They're playing. So that's all. It's just semantics. It's literally just things that, and I'm not saying you're saying that, Brandon. It's a good question. I'm just saying that some people will come at me and I'm like, it's not a bad thing if they go to the practice squad. They can get elevated. Like, you're allowed to do that. So it's just a good way to be able to, right now, we've got some things going on with this roster where we got to figure some things out. So your, thing would be, where do they become part of this roster? When? What do you do there? So, if you bring in a guy like Shaq, you see what he's got, and I don't know if he's even going to choose us, but if you do, then you see how he, if that back injury is really bothering him, elevate him. And if he does well, okay. But if he truly isn't good, like his back's bothering, then dude, you don't have to keep him on your practice squad. You know what I mean? So you can let him bounce. But if he's really good, he's doing better than Ellis or somebody, well, then you've got Morrow. Cunningham comes back. You got Shaq, Leonard. Maybe Dean comes back at some point. But that's a really good room. You got some depth there. So, okay, there, so maybe you'd get rid of like Ellis if that were the case, or Van Sumeren, which Van Sumeren would probably be the first up. But if he comes out here and balls out, maybe he takes Ellis' spot. So that's another conversation for another day. But then you look at Zach Ertz, and it's like, they wanted to see something from Grant Calcaterra. Literally 0 catches, nothing at all before these injuries, anything like that. I think that clearly with Dan Arnold brought in this offseason, they were trying to push him, and it really didn't matter much. And you have Albert O here, who they traded for because Calcaterra, they didn't really feel faith in there. Albert O really not doing much there. But with these injuries, you had last week, it was obviously Stoll, Albert O, and Noah Togiai off the practice squad. So really thin there. So you would drop Albert O, or you would drop Calcaterra, maybe put Calcaterra on IR. You could stash somebody, one of these guys that's kind of dealing with something like a Calcaterra. So maybe somebody goes on IR. So right there, you've already found a way to get Zach Ertz onto the roster and Shaq Leonard right there. And you don't have to rush and do that, because right now we kind of need those other players. So you allow these guys to come on to the practice squad. They get to learn the system. And obviously Zach Ertz was here just a couple of years ago. So for him, it's going to be whatever. But Shaq Leonard, he'll come here, get to learn stuff, be a depth piece. So it would make sense to me. I think that, you could easily do it. I've already shown you guys the cap space. We have $2.5 million there. So we can do this. If they both want to come, let's go. Let's go. You guys want to come win a Super Bowl? Let's go. With the injury report, I think some of these guys will play on Sunday. What are you talking about? There are 2 questionable players, Fletcher Cox, Calcaterra, and then 1 doubtful, Dallas Goedert. So Calcaterra, he got moved up I think he was limited today. So you hope that he plays, but I mean, again, not really doing much there. But you need all hands on deck. But again, you could just do Togiai, elevate him. So I think he's probably out. Fletcher Cox did not practice all week, but he's a veteran, so maybe. But he wasn't even limited, so that's not a great sign. So not sure he plays. And then Dallas Goedert doubtful. So I'm kind of doubtful he plays. But hey, if he a stroke of luck here, I'd be all about it. But Zach Cunningham and Justin Evans are out. Everybody else is playing. So yeah, that's your injury report. If you guys missed that earlier today, the game status report for both teams, Eagles and 49ers, who's out, who's questionable. You guys can check that bad boy out. It is posted on the channel, but I can post it in the comments after this show. Because they're not better than what we have. So Rashad Penny is running back 4. Running back 3 gets about 2, 3, 4 carries, maybe, if that. 2, 3, 4 plays, maybe. So yeah, just not better than Boston Scott. And then Alberto is just not better, as I just mentioned, than any of the other players. So you got to be better than the players in front of you if you want to get playing time. Why don't we play Penny? Or same question. Definitely experienced playing in the rain. Was it 5 games in the rain so far? Oh, man. We're used to sloppy weather. I love it, man. I've grown up, going to the vet as a kid with my ass frozen on those steel ass seats. I mean, I think, that's one thing I love about this team. Like, they can play, rain, sleet, or snow. We're trained to go, as Jalen Hurts would say. So that's just how it's been. I love that, these dome teams, the pretty boy teams, they come here and they get their ass whooped. So come get some. And that's the 49ers, and they play over there out west, and can't wait. That's just 2 players. No, that is 5 that I mentioned there. You've got, again, Grant Calcaterra questionable, Fletcher Cox questionable, Dallas Goedert doubtful, Justin Evans is out, Zach Cunningham is out. So that is your game status report. You guys can go check that out. Big nickel time, 3 safety sets. Yes, we will continue to run big nickel. We will not stop doing that. I don't know who's saying we're not. We will continue to run that, just like we talked about this off season. Yeah. So this team, I think for me, obviously, we've talked about this week how this team is, stacked. I've talked about all year how stacked this Eagles team is. So again, just like we talked about earlier in the week, Kittle's great. You've got all these guys. I think Sidney Brown obviously stepping in there. We talked about it as that big nickel earlier this week. I think obviously there's so many ways you could shut down all these other guys, and I was hopeful that Justin Evans wouldn't be out for the season, but it looks like that's going to be the case. So you're going to have other guys that, step up and do stuff. And it sucks that Cunningham's out too. So, hey, next man up, let's go. But what's the word on Shaq? I don't know what you mean. Thanks for the heads up, of course. And if you guys are ever interested in knowing everything about the Eagles, whether it's like game status report, the injury stuff, all that stuff, they are posted every day on the channel. You can always subscribe if you guys like, in-depth stuff with the cap, all that stuff. I mean, I break down the little details, the things that will get you ready for the game. So you don't have to be those fans. Who's on the team? Where are what? Never know what's going on. I can't. That's weird. Shaq Leonard. Yeah. The guy we were just talking about. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you're asking there, man. So look, as we talked about, though, if this team comes out here and runs right down their throat, and look, I've heard, well, you can pass on them. Yeah, they're like 12th in passing. And the thing is, they're first in interception. So you got to be careful there. They get pressure. That makes it easier for their secondary, but they've got talented guys there. So you got to come out here and you've got to continue to do what you've done. Liz just said it, right? They're going to try to come at us. You heard people saying that. Yeah, no shit. They all try to do that. But this RPO offense, sometimes maybe you don't always have to be calling RPOs. Sometimes, but it does keep a defense on their feet. It does work. And as I had mentioned, you're going to see a lot of screens in this game, a lot of quick throws, a lot of things that, counteract what this defense is going to do. So, yeah, we're possibly missing Goedert. Okay, Stoll, next man up. But as I talked about the past couple of weeks without him, just more, 3, 4 wide receiver sets and, 2 back sets. And that's exactly what you've seen. The pony, 21 personnel. And I think that, for me, this team knows what they're doing. And obviously sometimes it doesn't always work out, but it sucks when you don't have your players and you don't have the things that have been working. Clearly offense was starting to click. You lose Goedert. Damn it. Then you lose Lane Johnson. Damn it. You find ways to, continue winning. And this team, dog, if they're sleeping on the Eagles still, there's just honestly nothing else I can do for them. I really don't think that, what can we do here? So, Liz, in the end, a roundabout way, 20 minutes later, we talked about so many things in between there. I think that this team, best in the NFL. And if they're still after this game saying that we're not, they just, they got their heads up their ass and they're just being clowns about it, because this team's the best in the NFL. Best team in the NFL. I'll say it every damn week until they are repeating it. I promise you that. So hopefully these young players can't find their way on the IR. Doesn't hurt their future as an Eagle. Way out of the IR. What players are you talking about that are young on the IR? Nakobe Dean is the one we talked about earlier. But who else is on there? I mean, McPherson's season is over. I'd love to get Maddox back. I know Roderick Johnson is on there. Evans, I just talked about, his season is probably over. I can't remember who else is on there. We're going to go find it. We're going to find it. Hold on. I got it here somewhere. I know I do. Here we go. So here are your reserves. Sean Bradley out for the season. Nakobe Dean hopefully comes back. Justin Evans going to be out for the season. Johnson out for the season. Maddox most likely out for the season, but maybe comes back. And McPherson out for the season. So the only one that we're hopeful to come back here is Nakobe Dean. So I'm hopeful to get him back. As I mentioned earlier in the show, I would love to have a loaded linebacker room because I felt pretty good about it at the beginning of the season. You guys know I liked Cunningham. I thought he was the free agent we should sign. Was very excited when we did. So thought he was having a great season so far. Next man up, man. That's all I can say there. And, we talked about it where we're going to sit back and say a little prayer. And, even if, and people are upset, oh, we needed Shaq Leonard. Dude, if he signed this week, he wouldn't have been playing. So it's fine. He's going to make his decision this weekend, he says. So I'm hopeful. He makes it tonight. Right now. Let's, you know what I mean? But, that would make my night better. Sixers lose. That sucks. But for me, just stay patient. It's always each week going to be something. There's always going to be injuries. There's always going to be things going down. So just trust in this team to make the moves they need to. And we're going to hope that, like we talked about, let's get both. Let's put Ertz and Leonard on that practice squad. Let's effing go, baby. So all about it. But ladies and gentlemen, I got to get rolling here. I wanted to try to keep this a half hour here, but I do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. I hope you're getting excited for this game because we are about to lay the beat down on the San Francisco 49ers. And let the haters hate, man. I'll continue to educate, and each week they will have to keep moving the goalposts. So best of luck to them getting through because it's going to be a tough one on Sunday night. Now, if you guys need me, feel free to reach out. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm trying to think of how. It's probably going to be around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Well, it's really going to depend on when their information comes out. The Niners were actually pretty early with their stuff today, so that was nice. But I'll get the practice squad elevation news. I'll see when I can get that top matchups done to you, and then I'll get it out to you whenever I can, or they'll be combined. But you'll have that, and then I'm not sure I'll be able to do anything else. Sunday, I'll give you the pregame show, and it will be live, so I hope to see you then. But I don't think I'll see you live till then. So if you need me, you need anything, you can comment on this video. You can comment on the one that's coming out tomorrow, whatever is on your mind. But if I can, or if anything happens, now that's what I'm kind of trying to hope for here. I'm hopeful that I'm making a live video about something else, whether that be tomorrow on Sunday, maybe Shaq or Zach, both want Shaq and Zach. Oh. How about both? That's what I'm about. And we've got the money. Don't listen to the people that don't know how the cap works. We do, and we can. Let's go. No, it's not that time yet, but the season's been flying. What do you see the team focus on the offseason? Well, they're going to focus on the things they need in the offseason. Looking forward to that during the offseason. And Yeah, it's crazy that it's week 13, and that's what I hate, man. I already saw people trying to put out mock drafts, stuff like that, and I'm like, God damn it, dude. I'm way too in the moment to do stuff like that. And look, I'm going to go for my 6th year in a row, predicting who the Eagles are going to take with their first pick. 6 years we're going for here, baby. Let's go. But I will break that down extensively when that time comes. And we'll see what pick we have, who's available, who we're losing. All that stuff's going to be very important. So you guys will get the breakdown. You guys know all the stuff that comes way before that, though, because we break down how the Eagles are going to create cap space, how the Eagles are going to do all of the things that matter so that when all the people lose their mind, how we dealt with this year, it was still, they're losing all these players. I showed them how we would add all these players. We did that. You talk about the year before, we got to trade Ertz. I'm going to keep just breaking it down for them and hope that they learn something about football someday. But yeah, man, I will be looking forward to that in a few months. But ladies and gentlemen, hope you're excited about right now. I know some people, they want to live in the past like Cowboys fans. Some people are done with this season. Not me, baby. I'm right here, and I'm still very confident in this team. I'm predicting the Super Bowl still to this day, predicting a dynasty. I predict everyone will become Eagles fans. Everyone, you didn't even know that they were, I'm the biggest fan. I was McNabb when I was a kid. I always love that one. Well, the colors, and whatever the reasoning is for you to become a fan, I'm not trying to bust your balls, but that's what's about to happen. I remember when that started happening when I was a kid is what I'm saying. And now it's about to begin again. And I can't wait to watch it happen because, I tried to warn them, right? And they didn't want to listen. You sickos are listening, though. And that's what I love about you. And you keep tuning in. And these Fan Fridays, just keep getting better and better. Won't they get poached by another team if they're on the practice squad? They could be, but they would have to go to a team's active roster. The team would just sign them if that were the case. So, no. But anyways, I hope you're all having, again, I got to get out of here, but I hope you're all having yourselves a great Friday. And tomorrow, I hope you're ready for, dude, it is going to be loaded. You're going to know everything about the Eagles, the 49ers, the matchups, everything. Dude, breaking it down matchup by matchup. Top 13 tomorrow with all the depth charts, the stats, the standings, everything you need to know for this game, for that show. So it won't be live, so that way I can just talk as fast as I possibly can and give you all of that info you need. But again, if you need me until then, feel free to reach out. Doesn't have to be about the birds. Always here for you, as I appreciate you being here for me. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button, subscribing, all the things you're doing. We're like 40 away from 3K, baby. Holy hell. That's crazy, man, that you guys continue helping this bad boy grow. Cannot thank you enough. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. Hope you sickos are ready because we get wild in these parts. And I'm going to see a live pregame getting pumped up for this Eagles 49ers week 13 matchup. And then I'll be back postgame to laugh in the faces of all of these haters. So I hope to see you the next couple of days. But until then, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. Hope you all have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me now. Go Ertz!